What does a neon-soaked city in the middle of the Nevada desert know about the legacy of the Raiders? Well, legacy is a word Vegas knows better than most anyone. Because since the day the first shovel turned dirt in this one-of-a-kind town, it's been a place where one-of-a-kind legacies have thrived. Here, the world's biggest stars shine even brighter. Raiders' legacy has been built on the backs of legends as well, with pride and poise, and a commitment to excellence. 60 years in the making, the story of the Raiders continues, with a new chapter of the tenacity, the grit, and the legendary mystique in their new home.
Welcome into Raiders game day. The evening started with Mrs. Davis lighting the Al Davis Memorial Torch. Of course, kicking off this historic evening, the Raiders are now 2-0. Welcome into Raiders game day, presented by America First Credit Union. My name is Erin Coscarelli, alongside my guys, four-time Pro Bowler, former Raider fullback Marcel Reece in the house. And I got my shutdown corner, Eric Allen, setting the edge. Gents, we are here to talk about Monday Night Football. Ended with a bang. The Raiders are now 2-0 against those pesky New Orleans Saints. But first, before we talk about the game, the Death Star comes alive, making its debut here in prime time, of course, in our brand new Allegiant Stadium. What was it like watching the game here for the first time in Vegas?
If I had to sum it up in one word, EC, it'd just be historic, right? I mean, and it started off at the beginning of the night with the first lady of the entire Raider Nation. Mom, Mrs. Carol Davis, lighting the torch for Al, and it was just unbelievable. Couldn't think of a better person to do it, a more historic person to do it. She looked beautiful up there. The torch is beautiful. Just phenomenal night all the way around.
The Raiders have a home. That's theirs.
Forever.
Theirs alone, forever.
Let's go.
I mean, you're talking about being Showtime. It was amazing to see how it opened up, and then the performance on the field, man, it was nothing like it.
Unbelievable night.
Yeah, it feels good to win 34-24 here at home. Of course, a lot to get to. Here is what's on tap for our show tonight. We've got highlights, of course, game highlights, breakdown, player and coach reaction. I took a little tour. I got a behind-the-scenes look at Allegiant Stadium. I might show you what that tour looked like. It was pretty exclusive, okay? And of course, we're gonna take a look at next week's opponent. It's not gonna get any easier for the Raiders. All of that and more here on Raiders Game Day. But with that being said, how about the first game highlights for the first half? There's the 93-foot Al Davis torch. And of course, take a look. Started off with a bang. Air Harris with the pass breakup here on third down, forcing the field goal on the opening drive. I'm gonna say this guy's name a lot though. Darren Waller, 13-yard catch down into the red zone. Sets up this play. Who's that, Marcel?
4-5, baby.
Fullback.
The 3-yard touchdown catch, the first touchdown here in Las Vegas, a historic touchdown. But gents, I'll start with you, Marcel. What'd you see here?
When you're looking at this, it all starts with the personnel for John Gruden, and then the formation. You got one of the top tight ends, Darren Waller, going in motion. You have to pay attention to him and respect him. Alec Ingold sneaks out in the flat. Spider 2 Y banana is what he calls it.
That's right. Defense has to make sure you got that tight end under control.
The defense, of course, having to respect that, because take a look right here. Brian Edwards with the 20-yard tough catch there on third down. So everybody, I want to say 12 different receivers in this game making plays. The Zay Jones 15-yard touchdown catch right there, you see. And how about
Give me that.
Right here?
Give me that.
A tone setter, courtesy of Nicholas Morrow. with that INT. Certainly sets a lot up for that first half. And there's the field goal, courtesy of Daniel Carlson, 28-yarder. And that is your first half, ladies and gentlemen, tying the game up 17-17 as you take a look at the first half stats right there. Gents, what stood out to you in terms of what you saw happen in the first half? Because I was a little nervous. 3 sacks, back-to-back sacks on Derek Carr, when last week no sacks at all. And so I'm nervous about the Saints defense came here to play.
It goes to the fundamental football.
Yeah.
Most important thing on the field is the football. 0 turnovers in the first half. And if you have 0 turnovers, down the stretch, you always give yourselves an opportunity to win the game.
Red zone, so effective in the red zone. You get into the red zone, you get some points. They're able to do that, hang tough, 17-17, going into halftime.
Finish drives.
Finishing drives. We're going to finish this game, second half highlights, when Raiders Game Day with the gang comes right back. Don't go anywhere.
Raiders Game Day is presented by Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Good job, gents.
America First, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation, made to chill. Cox Business, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Welcome back, Raider Nation, here inside Allegiant Stadium. Home opener in Las Vegas. Monday night showdown against the Saints went swimmingly. You saw the first half. Let's get you to the second half, game action, and see how the Raiders closed things out here at Allegiant Stadium against the Saints. Let's roll the tape, get you to the second half highlights, and see how the Raiders were able to finish things off. There you go, Derek Carr finding not just Darren Waller all night, but how about Foster Moreau with a 31-yard catch? Josh Jacobs getting it done, 7-yard run.
That's hard running all
the 1-yard line.
O-line,
absolutely.
That's O-line too. Getting it done.
And then how about this? Can we get this in slow motion just because I want to see it again? There you go.
Oh, we got the hops. That's just great. Good vert.
It's great to see the Raiders get down there in the low red zone, meaning that they're 10 yards or less, and execute.
Yes.
Seamlessly. That was just great to see them finish those drives off.
Plenty of execution from Jalen Richard with that 30-yard touchdown run. And then Daniel Carlson does it again, nails the 54-yard field goal to finish things off 34-24 here inside Allegiant Stadium, the Death Star. There are the final score right there, final stats. Derek Carr attempted to 12 different players a pass tonight. Talk about diversity. How about Coach Gruden? What did he have to say about his squad tonight? Coach, take it away.
Okay. So like I say, I'm really happy for our team, proud of our guys, coaches and players, and thrilled for being a part of our first win here in our stadium against a great team. And hopefully our fans, even though they couldn't be here tonight, hopefully they see something that they like. And we can't wait to get them back in this place. It's such a great place to see a game. But what a great win for us. We had so many contributors. I really don't even have time to name them. A lot of guys got hurt. A lot of guys stepped up and played good football when we needed it the most. So, yeah, Jalen's fumble was, obviously a key play in the game. We had a play set up, I think, for big yardage. We were going to get a first down there, I believe. It looked good. Unfortunately, he just mishandled it. And you really got to tip your hat to Richard, to come back and make a play like he did. To redeem himself, and that's what a professional has to do. You got to have a thick skin, and Kirby Wilson is a great running back coach, and our staff, Greg Olson, showed a lot of confidence to give him another shot. Well, rhythm, I don't know if we ever really had a rhythm. Losing Incognito early in the game, after losing Trent Brown and losing Sam Young, and then we had a number of guys out of the game tonight coming and going. I don't know that we ever had a true rhythm. We knew Dennis Allen was going to call a different defense on every play. And when you look at the film, you'll see 5 down linemen, 4 down linemen, 3 down linemen. Every play is a different coverage. outside of the stat sheet, Derek Carr was awesome tonight. He made some plays today that very few guys that I've coached could make. I tip my hat to him. He hung in there against a very multiple defense. We expected that from them coming in here on a long week with a veteran defense. Well, there's a lot of sentimental, great vibes in our locker room. Everybody, to be a part of winning the first game in history last week and then winning against a great team who's, I think, won 15 or 16 out of 18 on the road at home on Monday Night Football is a great thrill for all of us. We hope we can continue to improve. We think we've got a good young team, and we've got a great stadium. I know that. We've got a great fan base, and they're out in the street proving it. I just hope they wear their masks.
Make sure to wear your masks, ladies and gentlemen. All right, a lot of injuries this week in the NFL. Of course, the Raiders not immune to it. Richie Incognito, of course, offensive guard, went down in the first half with an injured Achilles, and we aren't sure his status, but certainly Coach Gruden mentioned it, that guys went down, a lot of injuries. I mean, they didn't have Nick Kwiatkowski, they didn't have Trent Brown, they didn't have Trent Brown's backup in Sam Young. What did you guys think when it came to needing to step up? They showed it. They were able to perform when guys went down that I think normally might cost the game. What did you guys think of that?
Absolutely. It's phenomenal to see how resilient, how tough this Raider team is. You can see that they are starting to take on the personality of their head coach. Right. Mm-hmm. John Gruden is one of those original tough guys, and the team is starting to bring that on. It's hard to see Richie go down. Richie is another one of those tough guys, EA and EC, but he's been nursing that injury, and it just kind of caught up to him, it looked like. And you just got to hope that he's going to be back on the field as soon as possible. There's a lot of injuries around the NFL right now. Raiders not immune, but the Raiders are tough.
Mr. Mayock deserves some credit also.
Oh.
Depth on your football team is critically important, again. And one other thing that we need to talk about a little bit is about the energy level. When you're up and down, yes, you're professional football players, but sometimes you can't create that energy. You have no fans. Yeah. So hats off to them for being able to create that energy, coming from behind several times and just continuing to push the envelope as far as having that depth is concerned.
I really think that's a good point because we saw that Jalen Richard fumble, and then Coach brings it up. He says he redeems himself, scores the touchdown. So like you said, the depth and the energy certainly on full display as we are here inside Allegiant Stadium. Plenty more Raiders game day. We're talking Darren Waller next. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. A historic first night inside the walls of the Death Star, unveiling Allegiant Stadium here on Monday Night Football inside the Twitch Lounge. Twitch, of course, a founding partner of Allegiant Stadium and the official partner of the Raiders. Erin Coscarelli, Marcel, Reece, Eric Allen back with you. There's a guy we need to talk about, and he was a guy that stepped up tonight. Darren Waller. What did you guys think of what he was able to bring to this team when this team definitely needed it most?
Spectacular game. That's all you can say. The guy was there all day. And when you're starting to have a game like this, listen, he's in the flat, he's running hard. The first guy doesn't get him down. He just keeps running hard, finding ways to get open. And that's what a big tight end has to do. And Derek Carr is starting to find him. When you have 12 receptions and your target is 16 times, every time you run that route, you feel like the ball is coming your way.
Oh, for sure.
And it's like Klay Thompson when he's on. Feels like he's shooting in the Pacific Ocean. Just throw me the ball and I got it.
Out party for sure. This is coming out party for sure. Defensively, when you see him line up, safety may be too small for him. So
when you break it down this play, you have a great young running back, so they have to respect the run. Derek Carr does an awesome job faking that ball, and Waller just slips him. Whoop!
He will never be that open again. After this performance, he will never be that open again. Defensively, you're circling the sky. I mean,
talking about
tremendous.
12 receptions, 103 yards, 1 touchdown. You're averaging 8.8 yards a catch.
Wow.
It's just a fun game for him.
Yeah, for sure. And again, when you're talking about how do you match up with someone like this who's athletic, who can run, who has designed plays for it, great formations. He lined up in so many different ways. So defensively, it's so difficult to be able to say, you know what, he's going to line up inside all the time, or he's going to line up outside all the time. So now you have to find out a package for him for this young man to continue to emerge. This was definitely his coming out party, and boy, did he prove that he's one of the best tight ends in the National Football League.
I'll tell you one person who is licking their chops right now is John Gruden. Watching this guy go for 12 catches, 103 yards, he is saying, I can line him up absolutely anywhere in this game plan. Open up your playbook. And this game in the NFL is about matchups. You are always going to have always going to have a mismatch when Darren Waller is. If it's a big guy, he's going to be faster. If it's a small guy, he's going to be bigger. And Darren Waller's just going to have to focus on seeing the guy that's guarding him and taking advantage of that man's weaknesses and his strengths. It's going to be a fun time for Darren Waller, a fun season for Darren Waller, and Derek Carr is going to find him early and often.
Well, and that was what was so interesting, because we talked about it. I was sitting next to you. I go, what is it about Darren Waller that Dennis Allen can't seem to figure out in this game? I mean,
it's not about Dennis Allen. It's about his personnel. Right? That's what it was about.
Sometimes you just don't have the personnel to match up.
You don't.
And it's not just Darren Waller. You've got Foster Moreau, and you've got the veteran and Jason Witten, and there is all kinds of different dynamics when it comes to the playmakers on this Raiders team as we bring you Raiders Game Day here inside the Twitch Lounge, the official partner of Allegiant Stadium. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This segment has been brought to you by San Manuel Casino, official Southern California casino of Allegiant Stadium.
Welcome back into the show, Prime Time, inside our state-of-the-art stadium, Allegiant Stadium, on full display tonight during Monday Night Football. Look, we didn't have to worry about Michael Thomas. We get it. We did have to worry about Alvin Kamara. We were wondering who would fill in the shoes of linebacker Nick Kwiatkowski. And how about another guy by the name of Nicholas Morrow? EA, I got to ask my shutdown corner, what did you see out of Morrow that made you feel like this guy can kind of handle what the Saints were throwing at him?
Well, he's a versatile player, and he's opportunistic, and that's the most important thing to be when you're a linebacker and you're filling in. So again, what you have here is you just have situations where you have to make a lot of calls, you have to do a lot of, be animated out here, and again, he's going to continue to get better, more snaps he sees. Again, it all starts up front. They got great pressure. Sometimes you don't need the sack. You just need to put a guy like Drew Brees off his point. So you make him scramble left, you make him scramble right, and that's where you can make a big play for him.
The worst thing for an offensive player, I've been there, is to be disrupted, to feel uncomfortable. And the Raider defense made them uncomfortable. You got Maurice Hurst. You have all these guys on the D-line trying to make them uncomfortable. This is a young defensive team especially. And these guys were in the right spots at the right times, and they made opportunistic plays when it counted.
Yeah, here are his numbers right here, 7 tackles, 1 INT. And, you know, it's really interesting. Go ahead, Ian.
You know, Erin, I'm just saying, I like him because he's so versatile. You can line him up all over the football field. He can go outside and cover a running back. He may not win every battle, but again, the versatility of this roster continues to show up week in and week out, and that's what you love about this Raiders defense.
Well, we keep going back to this prevailing theme of the season for the Raiders is the depth.
Yeah.
Right? Mike Mayock figures out a way that when an important key in the cog of Nick Kwiatkowski going down, they find someone that can step up. And maybe they found the Saints at the right time, because the Saints offensively have been struggling. You know, previously Drew Brees hadn't been able to pass for over 300 yards in 4 straight games. So certainly the Saints not having Michael Thomas may have made a major impact, but you're seeing what Paul Guenther wanted to work on this week, which was the pass rush heading into this game, improve after the first quarter.
Yeah, for sure. And again, the pass rush is not always going to result into a sack. Sometimes it results into pressure. You see Drew Brees throwing an interception with someone in his face. And that's sometimes the most important thing, because Drew in that offense, they get the ball out of his hand so fast, sometimes you can't get a sack.
Right. You just want guys to be disruptive. You got to be a pesty defense. You got to pester them all day long. And they did that today. And again, this is a young defensive team, and they made plays down the stretch when it counted. You have to know that there's so many variables that play a part in the football team in winning a game, even just winning one single play. So you have to make sure that you stay resilient, you stay on the course, and that's how you make plays down the stretch to win the game.
Yeah, and I mean, look, we saw it from Jonathan Abram last week with the double-digit tackles. We had to, you know, breathe a collective sigh of relief when he got up after banging into something on
the
a crane on the field.
What are they doing, TV? Are they
I don't
TV
know,
or something?
but we were happy he was doing okay, but you're absolutely right. This young defense is gelling together kind of at the right time.
Right.
And they need to, because they're, you know, it's not getting any easier. Of course, they've got the Patriots on deck. But we will give you guys a up-close and personal tour of Allegiant Stadium. I got to see the behind the scenes. We'll show it to you when we come right back.
This has been brought to you by America First, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Welcome back into Raiders game day, Monday Night Football. Raiders taking on the Saints as we are inside taking a look at the torch, the Al Davis Memorial Torch. No detail was spared in the Raider Nation Field of Dreams. I got a very cool behind-the-scenes tour of Allegiant Stadium. Go ahead and take a look. Hey guys, Erin Coscarelli here. We are inside Allegiant Stadium. People are calling the Death Star. Is absolutely incredible. You gotta check this out. Let's go. Come on, come on. Oh my gosh. It's freaking so nice. It's very sleek. Oh look, Pooch Lounge. Hey now, hey. Pretty cool. I'd like a cocktail, please. Ooh. This is nice. Get used to hearing that word champion a lot with the Raiders. Let's go hang out at the Champions Club. Where is Josh Jacobs? Boom, right here. Take a look, Josh Jacobs. Just win, baby. Just win. Take a look at this, okay? You can't combine Vegas and the Raiders any more than Marilyn Monroe. Take a look. Check it out. In a Raiderette outfit. How awesome is that? Hold on. Saving the best for last. Take a look here. Elvis Presley in a Raiders jersey. Come on, you guys. Okay, you guys. Check out this hallway, okay? All local Vegas artists featured in this hallway. Take a look. Awesome, all Vegas artists with, of course, the Raider theme. Siegfried and Roy, doesn't get more Vegas than that, right? Come here, let me show you, there's plenty more. Take a look at this hallway. How cool is this? Awesome. Raiderettes with an Andy Warhol kind of spin, right? Wow, there's a lot of Raiders in the Hall of Fame, right? It keeps going, it keeps going. Come on, there's more. Ronnie Lott, Marcus Allen, John Madden. All right, guys, Raider Image here at the Allegiant Stadium is now officially open. So I don't know what you're waiting for, but get yourself some gear, get your kids some gear, and I'll be back because I got a lot of shopping to do. So, bye. I might have gone shopping. I might have gone shopping, get a little Raider
was my
gear.
phone broke or something? I didn't
We
get a call.
You.
Okay.
We texted you.
All right.
I'm sorry, guys. I had to go get some new threads. But let me just give you a couple of really interesting stats about this. First of all, that torch behind us, 93 feet tall, okay? The movable, retractable, real grass. Players love playing on
awesome.
real grass, and we saw what happened at MetLife and maybe potentially the turf causing some issues.
Right.
How special is it to be able to have real grass?
You have an indoor stadium with with natural grass. This is an extremely fast field. I don't know, EA. You might be able to get back out there.
I still have a couple plays in me now.
Yeah.
Just tell me it's grass, I can maybe get it done.
Talking about the finest green that you can play on is here. No expense was spared.
No.
I mean, everything was based on football, and that's what's important about a stadium. As a player, you're not trying to build some real estate. You're not worried about anything else but the football aspect of it, and that's what owner Mark Davis was all about. The greatest thing to me inside the stadium is the torch. I mean, it means so much to this organization, to me personally as an individual, but the Al Davis torch is so special. And when we go outside the stadium, we're talking about the legacy bricks that everyone is talking about. And one thing that owner Mark Davis wanted to do was gift legacy bricks to every single alumni that played for the Raiders. And that's been special to everyone. I've been getting calls from everyone, EA. You know, they get their name, they get their number cemented at Allegiant Stadium. So it's an awesome time. Look at EA right there.
What?
Come on now.
Deuce one. Look at it. It's just special.
2-1.
Man, it's special for everyone because everyone played a part in this. And this entire stadium was a labor of love for owner Mark Davis.
Yeah, it's extraordinary, you know, and all the players who are committed to excellence, who wanted to be a part of this great organization and this franchise. I mean, you would be so happy. So when you get here, please just take a moment to sink it all in. I mean, it's just extraordinary to see what Mr. Davis has been able to build, and just for us, basically, in this football team here now.
It really hits home. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Certainly here at Allegiant Stadium. Plenty more Raiders game day. We're going to talk unsung hero in tonight's Monday Night Football match against the Saints. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. As we take a look at the Impact Team of the Week, I'm going to give you my Impact Team of the Week as you're taking a look at Marcel, Reece, Eric Allen with you, talking about Raiders game day, a huge 34-24 win at home, Allegiant Stadium. As of course, you each week, Marcel, have an unsung hero of the game. Who was your Week 2 unsung hero?
I got to go with the rookie B. Edwards, man. He brings something different. Brian Edwards, number 89, he just brings something different to this wide receiver room. You see 2 catches, 42 yards, but it's not just the numbers that make a difference. It's the impact on the field. You can see his highlights. He's making strong catches, always in traffic, contested catches, and he runs after the catch as well. This is another rookie making an impact for this Raider team. This is 2 years in a row where rookies are stepping up, young guys stepping up. It's a testament to General Manager Mike Mayock and the study that he does, he and his team do, and this team, the coaches preparing these guys to play meaningful football.
Well, that's what's so crazy is we're talking Week 2, a rookie wide receiver. We saw what Henry Ruggs.
Camp. With no preseason games. Again, in the time he's making these big catches is pivotal too for the success of this football team. And then he's not going to try and beat you with speed. Here's what I like about it. He's going to be physical at the top of his route. He's going to give the cornerback a little elbow or a little push or shove. So he's going to win with knowing how technically to be able to beat the cornerback. So great job for this young man having a great game on Monday night.
I can't not talk about the rookie's quarterback and what Derek Carr was able to do tonight. He outplayed the Hall of Famer in Drew Brees. Marcel, I'll start with you as we take a look at some awesome Derek Carr highlights from tonight's game. Back to back, he's shown us he's showing up and able to deliver when called upon. What did you see from DC tonight?
He is just staying extremely composed in everything that he's doing, no matter what's happening in the game, no matter who's in his face. It doesn't matter what the play is called. He is making his reads and throwing the ball to the open man. He's not hesitating on letting the ball loose, and he is letting it spin, EA. I love seeing DC let it spin because he throws such a pretty ball, and I don't like to see him hesitate. And you can tell that John Gruden has given him the confidence and the autonomy over this offense to be able to make checks at the line, to throw the ball to whomever he feels is open, and you can tell that DC is having fun playing football again, and that's what I like to see.
Yeah, for the first time, you know, we see a young man who's kind of taking the offense over. I mean, he's not checking to the sideline as much anymore. I think he's doing an outstanding job of staying within the pocket, throwing from different platforms. You see sometimes it's sidearm, but the ball is always a nice ball, precise. He's really poised. I mean, he's really on his way to becoming one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
Absolutely.
And there were a couple moments where he hung on to the ball a little long, but you'd rather see him take a sack than throw an INT.
That's
that
right.
was what he was able to do tonight. And we saw those 3 sacks in the first quarter and then remained untouched the rest.
And sometimes, Erin, when you see quarterbacks hold on to the ball a couple times too long during the course of a game, it just shows how much confidence he has in his offensive line. He's not afraid of getting hit. And Derek's a tough guy. You know, he's going to sit in there. He's going to wait till he finds that open guy and then throw the ball. And he got the feel, and that timing starts to go off in his head where he knows he has to get rid of it. You saw him check the ball down to Josh Jacobs and Jalen Richard, to those running backs, in timely fashion for big yardage. So those checkdowns aren't just in vain or irrelevant. They become extremely important throughout the course of a game and in a drive.
Derek Carr making some very smart decisions in this game against that Saints defense. All right, coming up. What was he thinking? We show you this week's confusing play from the NFL. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Raider Nation. You're watching Raiders Game Day. Here inside Allegiant Stadium, Erin Coscarelli, Marcel, Reece, Eric Allen, all in the house to talk about this awesome Monday Night Football 34-24 win over the Saints, gentlemen. It is good to be 2-0, all right? I'm talking Monday Night Football. But we weren't the only game that happened this week. Let's take a look at your NFL scores around the league, brought to you by Sportswater, as we take a look at some other NFL action around the league and how things played out as you take a look right there. Certainly an interesting one, and we'll talk about that. The 40-39 game brought to you by the Cowboys win over the Falcons. The Green Bay Packers put it on the Lions, as you take a look right there. And the Colts having some trouble, the Vikings having some trouble against the Colts, 28-11. Guys, what do you think? As we're taking a look at the scores from around the league, what was your biggest surprise that happened this week for week 2?
I mean, when I'm looking at the final scores, I'm looking at that Colts game. I was surprised that that Minnesota just didn't score more points and had a hard time stopping Phillip Rivers and the Colts.
Yeah, the Rams look pretty good right now. I mean, they are designing their routes, and golf is playing at a really high level. I think they're going to be a team to contend with.
An interesting game that I saw was the trouble that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs had against Herbert and that rookie quarterback for the LA Chargers. Certainly makes you excited if you're a Raider fan that maybe, you know, there is some light at the end of the tunnel, that Patrick Mahomes has some vulnerability there in Kansas City. As you guys laugh.
Ready to go, get him.
All right, well listen, this is one of my favorite segments of the week. We like to call, What Was He Thinking? Roll the tape. We've been talking about it all week long. If you haven't seen it, take a look what happened in that Cowboys game. They were down, 20-0 in the first quarter. The Falcons were up. Here we go. Take a look, guys. As you watch this play, does it just hurt inside?
It really does.
This is just frustrating about football right now. Not just the players, but also the coaches. This is just situational football awareness. Where's your IQ at?
Yes.
There's so many different things you could have done to help your team win if you're the Atlanta Falcons in this position. Just knock the ball out of bounds. Just follow. What are we watching?
You know, Saturday, they went over this on Saturday, because that's what you do. You have a walkthrough, but you really target special teams. And you know, if you're on the hands team, you're in a critical point in the game.
It's important. You cannot just go through the motions when you're on the hands team or some of those special situational football plays.
Right.
You have to know the different options you can do to help your team win. Listen, Raiders, if this ever happens to us, we are knocking the ball out of bounds. If it goes out of bounds laterally, we're good. Behind us, we're good. If it goes forward. It's a penalty, but guess what? I'll take the penalty over the opposing team taking the ball. Exactly. We don't have to worry about that because John Gruden practices situational football, and we're okay.
You know it's bad when the guy behind the camera is shaking his head at that highlight. Like, I cannot believe that happened. But you do have to question, the coaching staff in not preparing the guys to know better. And like I said, they were up. The Falcons were up 20-0 in the first quarter. To have such a breakdown in the game and then to have it end that way in the way it worked out for the Cowboys, I'm sure is certainly frustrating for Atlanta fans.
Erin and Reece, for being week 2, this was a great football game to see who's going to be looking up at the rest of their teams in their division. So again, the Dallas Cowboys, you go 0-2, or you're the Atlanta Falcons right now. The playoffs are a distant thought process. So again, this was a critical game in week 2, and Dallas Cowboys saved their butt.
Yeah, your old team, the Eagles, are 0-2, right?
What?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. That's another topic.
That wasn't part of his surprising game from NFL scores around the league. Well, certainly interesting, and that's why they say anything can happen on Sunday, because you certainly saw it on game day when the Cowboys showed up. Certainly 20-0 deficit against the Falcons. All right. Well, coming up on the show. Is it going to get any easier for the Raiders? I don't know about that. We're going to take a look at the silver and black schedule ahead. Don't go anywhere. Welcome into week 2 of Raiders Game Day. Erin Coscarelli, Marcel, Reece, Eric Allen with you as the Raiders handled business. Monday Night Football in prime time against New Orleans Saints. As we show you the current AFC West standings, it feels good to be 2-0, yes, gentlemen, as the Chiefs are currently tied 2-0 with us, and the Chargers 1-1, followed by the Broncos at 0-2. But it does bode well for momentum to start the season 2-0. What does the importance of being 2-0 feel like for right now for the team?
I mean, just starting off well, just starting off and gaining momentum for yourself. And I'll say this, there's so much more room to grow, so much room for improvement for us and all other teams. But it feels a lot better when you're learning while you're winning. Yep. You don't want to learn from losses. It's much better to learn from wins, because your team has a good morale. You don't have to pick up the energy because you understand that you're playing for something. Being 2-0 is special. Now you're coming up to another mountaintop where you're playing the New England Patriots, which is an AFC team. I don't know about you, EA, but when we were in our locker room, we always took AFC opponents as 2. They count for 2 over the NFC opponents when it comes down to the stretch and the playoff run. Yeah, for sure. I mean, being 2-0 is so critical at this point, particularly when you are you have to go back east and play the Carolina Panthers. You had to come home, play on a Monday night with a team that has been just dominating the NFC South the last 3 or 4 years. They have an outstanding head coach. They have Drew Brees. So again, as a defense, you're going to continue to get better, and you're going to find ways to make important plays when you need to. And I think those are the things that I continue to see for the last 2 weeks, is this defense continues to make plays, but there's always room for improvement, and it's better to go into the film room and kind of get your chops handed to you with the win more than the loss. Absolutely. Yeah. And when I'm looking at this team over the past 2 weeks, you see so many different playmakers making plays. Yeah. And it's a great thing to see, because now your coaches are looking and they're saying, hey, this guy can step up when it's time. This guy can step up when it's time. So they don't have any hesitation calling a play for a guy, whether it's a blitz on the defensive end or it's a special play on the offensive end. Yeah. Or even special teams. I mean, you got Carlson making huge kicks at the end of the first half, at the end of even at the end of the game to seal the game, absolutely, at the end of this game on Monday Night Football. And that's huge for this team.
Yeah, and look, it's a young team.
Yes.
I mean, that's the other thing to be excited about, is how much they are clicking on all cylinders considering how much youth is on both sides of the ball. We talk about the secondary and, of course, the rookie wide receivers. Well, look, as the Raiders are looking to be 3-0, next week's opponent might be a little different than Drew Brees. The Silver and Black, of course, heading back to the East Coast for a Week 3 matchup against that guy. Yeah, the Patriots and Cam Newton over in Foxborough. Certainly another type of challenge. He's got, what, I want to say 4 rushing touchdowns in a span of 2 weeks. What set of challenges does a guy like Cam Newton, who is playing a different kind of ball now with the Patriots, what kind of set of challenges is he going to be?
Yeah, Raider-wise, if you're a young secondary like we are, the first week you didn't have any film to prepare for anyone because Teddy Bridgewater's new, the head coach is new. So again, you have to study, get caught up, and then you go to the next week, you have Drew Brees. And so now you have to basically tear up the script, because right now you understand that the Patriots are going to look at our defense and they're going to try and find the weakness, and they're going to try to exploit that weakness. So again, it's going to be critical that you tackle well this week, because Cam could be just a beast when he has the football in his hands.
To your point, EA, tackling is going to be extremely important to this team. You're going to have to play sound defensive football, and you're almost going to have to take a page out of Bill Belichick's book in being opponent-specific schemes. You can't just come in with the same script and the same scheme as you had the last 2 weeks or any other week, because you're playing an entirely different animal in Cam Newton, New England Patriots, and Josh McDaniels, because Josh McDaniels is going to try to find those matchups. So you have to keep him guessing, just like he's going to try and keep you guessing. You don't have to be extremely intricate with anything. Keep it simple, but make sure that you don't let them know what you're doing and being predictable. Yeah,
well, it's so funny because it makes you go, what is Bill Belichick? He is such a brainchild in knowing what other teams who needed a quarterback passed on Cam Newton, and you pay Cam Newton the league minimum, and he performs the way he performs for your team.
Well, you just look at his resume, and he's a former MVP, who's still very, very young. He's still in his prime, and he's just been bogged down by injuries. And you look at him and you say, well, he looks healthy. He's bigger than everyone else. He's still fast, and he can throw the ball. So let's take a shot. What do we have to lose? High reward and very low risk.
Right, and they were willing and they're able to adapt, to what his strengths are. And I think that's the one thing that the Patriots been known to do on both sides of the ball. They're going to adapt to their personnel. They're going to find a way to exploit weaknesses on football teams. And right now, Cam Newton is playing at a very high level, has a lot of confidence. So again, you're going to have to find a way to bottle them up, and not being to the point where you're showing exactly what you're doing defensively.
Julian Edelman had 8 catches, 179. That is a single game high, career high, and it only took 2 games with Cam Newton. As, of course, we look ahead before that game, Thursday night football kicks off with the 0-2 Dolphins taking on the Jags in Jacksonville. And as we talk about who you got, I'm going to go first, and I'm just going to stick with Jacksonville, because we've seen what the Dolphins haven't been able to do, and Gardner Minshew kind of took care of business against the Colts defense. Very close with the Titans, and I think he's going to carve up the Dolphins. No problem.
As you can see, I'm the different one. I'm going with the Dolphins, and I'm taking them.
Why? Why would you be going for the Dolphins?
I'm 2-0.
What? Me too, I think. I'm going for the Jags.
Not after this week.
I'm going for the Jags, because the Jags going to get it done, because Minshew madness, had the mustache and everything.
I like where your head's at.
That's right.
Hey, it feels good to be 2-0. Erin Coscarelli, Marcel, Reece, Eric Allen in the house. Monday Night Football for the Raiders went 34-24 against the New Orleans Saints. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be with you each and every post-game here for Raiders Game Day. We'll see you next time.
Raiders Game Day is presented by Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Modelo, setting the gold standard for authentic Mexican beer since 1925. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Las Vegas Raiders. Twitch, the official live streaming platform of the Las Vegas Raiders.